I'm Christine from Pack Hacker. In this video, we're taking a look at the Lands' End Travel Nylon Expandable Packable Tote Bag, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So I'm actually starting with this bag packed up just so you can see how large it is when it is packed up. It does have this nice carry handle that you could either hang it on a hook or just use to pull it out of another bag. But I feel like the way it's packed, because I mean, like, look at it compared to my lunchbox, and the lunchbox I think is actually, it's about the same size. I feel like for storage, that's a good reason to pack this up. Or maybe if you have a really large suitcase and you want to bring this with you, you could do it that way. I can't tell if it would take up less space if it was flat. That sort of depends on what else you have to pack, but it would work for that. But like in a travel backpack, it takes up a lot of space. So just keep that in mind. The material, as you might have guessed from the name, is nylon on the outside. There's a polyester liner, which I'll show you in a little bit, but the nylon material is just super shiny, but it's easy. Water just beads right off of it. It's easy to wipe clean and stuff like that. How you feel about the super shiny is up to you. We have unbranded zippers that the only zipper I have issues with is this one, which is basically the back pocket, but it's also the packable bag. But it's because when you're trying to do it and you're trying to stuff everything inside, sometimes going around corners is a little more challenging. Just a little more. It's not, it's not that bad, but that's the only zipper. The rest of the zippers I have no issues with. And we're gonna pull this all out here. Now you can see basically this pocket comes undone, goes inside out, and now voila, we have a back pocket, which is also a luggage pass-through. Other than that, we've got unbranded zippers, unbranded hardware. Everything sort of works out well, but it's pretty simple looking on the outside. As far as the harness system is concerned, there isn't really a harness system so much as there are handles. So we have 2 tote handles, which have this nice wrap around them, so you can just hook it together, so you can sort of keep them together as you're trying to hold it. That does help when you're trying to keep it on your shoulder, because it is rather slippery and it does have a tendency to slip off sometimes, but then you can just unsnap it and open it up when you want to get into the bag. There's also, if you don't want to use the handles, which I had no issue, like they're long enough for me, 10-inch drop, I had no issue, but if your shoulder is getting tired and you want to use a different strap, there is also an adjustable crossbody strap that just clips onto these D-rings on the side here. And so you can carry it either crossbody or, again, just over your shoulder, just with 1 strap instead of 2. It's basically whatever works best for how you're carrying it and how long you're carrying it, that's the one you're going to want to choose. So as I was saying, since the handles are so long, I really found it best just to use the tote handles over my shoulder or by hand. You can see I'm on the shorter side, so it almost brushes the ground, but not quite. So you can use it for either one. But it's pretty comfortable on your shoulder. Sometimes this snap wrap was digging in. I think I had it flipped around one time and it really dug in. But as long as you have the snap facing up, or you can move it, which is nice. You can move it right off your shoulder, and then that makes it more comfortable too. Then obviously, like I said, we also have the crossbody strap, which is adjustable. I have it really short right now because I prefer to just keep it on one shoulder no matter what. The slippery material, if you're like power walking, you might need to hold it on. This one stays in place more than the tote handles if you're walking really fast, but I didn't have any issue just sort of holding on to things as I was going. As far as aesthetics, I don't mind the shininess, but you might. I do like the fact that it's not as wrinkly as other packable bags. So it has that going for it. So this is not, you know, your simple just grocery packable tote. This bag basically has a lot of exterior secondary features that you wouldn't always expect to find on packable bags, so it's kind of nice. So we're gonna start at the front where you might see the little bit of the zipper, but basically there's this small zippered pocket protected by a fabric welt from moisture, but it's good for like your phone or your wallet, any cash or your passport, especially if you're going through the airport, is good there. It basically takes up this amount of space, so it's not really big, and it is a little bit of a squeeze getting your hand in sometimes, but it's good for just things you need to grab quickly, and if you don't want to go into the main compartment, because there is places in there that you can pack as well. So then flipping around to the back, getting all these straps out of the way, we have this large, you know, pocket on the back. Again, this is what you are packing into. I didn't end up ever really putting anything in here because then A, it would bump up against you. B, there's so much room in the main compartment, I never needed to fill it out. But if you're gonna fill it, I would recommend definitely using something like softer, like if you have like a packable jacket or a towel or blanket you wanna bring with you, that's a good spot for it. Otherwise, since it's like a double thickness, it basically, you know, creates a little bit of back panel padding when you are carrying it, so it's a little more comfortable. And like I said before, you can use it as a luggage pass-through with rolling luggage if you're taking this through the airport, which is really nice. But it is a lot of space to fill should you need to fill it. Just didn't happen for me, even with everything I was carrying. Then we have these also very, very large side pockets. Now, normally with side pockets, there's one on each side, I would use it for my water bottle, but I did have to say they are so big that when you were walking, my water bottle was like falling forward all the time, and I ended up just holding on to it anyways. I should have just shoved it inside because it's like so big that it didn't work out for that. However, if you are taking this to the beach or something and you want to take off your shoes and shove them in the sides, then it is really nice that it is so big because you can shove your shoes, sandals, whatever it is you want to shove there in the sides, bumping up against a packing cube inside there. But if you put them in before or wiggle it around a little more, you can fit 2 pairs of shoes outside here, no problem. And then that would keep them from getting the stuff inside dirty. And they fit better. They better fill the space for sure than the water bottle. So if you are finding this video helpful, go ahead and click like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you content like this to help you travel smarter. Now let's go into the main compartment. Obviously you'll want to take apart those handles if you have them attached. What's nice is there is a completely closed off zipper at the top of this so that, you know, you can totally lay stuff down, nothing's falling out. You don't have to worry about moisture getting in. If you know, it starts raining and you've got all your beach towels in here, they will stay dry, which is really nice. Not all tote bags have zippered tops, and not all tote bags have zippers that go all the way to the ends. A lot of them, for some reason, leave little gaps at the end, and this one does not, so I like that. So we unzip it, and then you will find lots of space and some other organization. So there is, against the, I guess this is the front, there is a very large zippered pocket in here, and frankly this is where I've got my toiletry bag, but also like just my little like lipstick and stuff toiletry bag. But this is also where I mostly stashed my phone, wallet, keys, well, not keys, hang on, phone and wallet in here because it was so much bigger and it was just as easy to get at, if not a little easier than that tighter pocket in the front. So you just got to decide what works best for you. This one has a key leash right next to it. It's just a simple little, you know, hook there. The only thing is when you put, like, some of my keys are like really big and bulky and heavy, so it sort of weighs it down a little. But, you know, if you want to stick them there so you know where to find them, it's nice to have. That was my only little beef about it, was that it was a little big there. So I'm gonna pull out I've got lunch and I've got 3 packing cubes in here because you can see there is just a ton of space in this bag. So you can fill definitely like, multiple beach bags or multiple beach towels and your changes of clothes and your snacks and everything. I mean, this thing is huge. And then what is also nice is we have against the back panel here is just this very lightly padded, I will say, very lightly padded slip pocket. It's meant to be for like a 13-inch laptop, which does fit. Sorry, I forgot to grab mine. But just keep in mind that like it's held in place here with this strap with the hook and loop fastener, but there isn't like any false bottom and there's hardly any padding to speak of. So you might want to throw your laptop in a case if you can, or just use this for something else if you know that this is going to get sort of tossed around a bunch. It's not going to be the most protected, but it's there if you need it, or if you just want to stick your magazines in there for some fun beach reading, right? Now, if you need more space, which I did because basically I moved my child to college and then she forgot some things. So we were going back to visit her and I just packed this all full of everything she forgot, which was nice. You can get an extra 3 inches of space here at the bottom. So you can really have a lot of capacity in this bag if you need it, which is really nice. I do just have to say, so if you have it like this and then you're like, okay, I'm done and I'm gonna pack it away, you're going to want to do the expansion back up again, because I tried to pack it away several times with the expansion not done up again and it doesn't work out. So you want to definitely close that expansion, and also it is easier if you take off the shoulder strap before trying to shove it back into the bag. Which I have to say is a bit of a struggle because it is so slippery and everything. It's just, it's a lot of effort to shove in. So again, with the whole, that's why I would just do it if you're going to be, storing it. I find it's better for that. I don't think I'm going to be able to shove this in on camera for you because it just takes that much effort. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot of effort to push in. But once you're in, it's in, and then there you go. And I prefer just storing it out, and then you wouldn't have that issue. So there you have it, the Lands' End Travel Nylon Expandable Packable Tote Bag. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.